So this is the best of 5 Iron Magic versus Kvoth. Magic going in on the top. He is the Gaia player playing on the map Steppe. And then in the bottom, in the blue, it is Kvoth going with Set. So Steppe is one of the new maps, and I normally see it as pretty open, to be honest, which is why I thought maybe they'd be picking some more aggressive picks. I mean, Set can be aggressive if you play a kind of classical fight. Gaia, I guess, can be aggressive too, if Magic wants to. But I mean, Gaia, you're more likely going to sit back and do something else, do something eco-based. As we see, he's already getting through his hand axe. Pretty standard pickaxe is already in too. Rather than, he did have Kronos as one of his options also, which if you want to be aggressive, you're more likely going to want to pick Kronos. It's like there's a lot of hunt on this map. Town centers. There's a town center right on the side, which doesn't really give anything for both players. No gold mine there, but not really much. Then these ones in the middle have gold mines somewhat close, but they're just so out in the open. They've got no real trees around them. This one maybe is a little bit more closed off, but not really. They have some kind of close gold mines. It sort of depends what these players want to go for, whether they want to go for that second town center. There's a lot of boars on the map. Looks like Hero Citizen coming out to stop the priest. I mean, the priest from Set does get a lot of value. Really nice play by Kvoth, though, to bring his Pharaoh forward to heal up that priest. Unfortunately, the priest does get a little bit confused, and he should be fine. How many more whacks is this going to be? I think his priest is going to go down potentially. That was an unfortunate misclick there by Kvoth. I think he must have right-clicked to around here, not expecting the villager to come all the way. So, yes, Magic's managed to take down... if he's actually going to hunt in the middle of the map, then it's absolutely fine. I'm going to say he's used his Hero Citizen, which is better than a normal citizen, for gathering, to basically spend a minute shanking down a priest. But he has also found some wolves sat in the middle, so it isn't like he has to walk all the way back home. So it does get the value there. And this is a very good set map from just the sheer amount of hunt there. What Kvoth's going to need to do is, as soon as he gets his temple up, he's going to need to get another priest out. I mean, I'm sure he was going to build a second priest anyway, unless he's going for a super fast second town center. And it looks like the oracle's coming through. What sort of things have these guys scouted? So we do see that he's kind of just doing circles forward with the guys there, and then unfortunately, obviously, the priest went down. So it's only this baboon of Set just managing to get a little bit of information in. We'll have a look at some of these relics. So we've got Arrows of Alpha, so that is the extra damage on your buildings. Can be okay. We have Black Lotus, that's the farming relic, so that is 10% extra on your farms. Can be very nice if you go through Batar, get your cheaper farms, and then your farms are doing better. Siege weapons cheaper, not probably the most exciting relic of all time. Scales of Echidna, which is myth units, cost less. Can be very nice if you're going for some kind of Wadget play with Set there. Question is, does this count towards Dryads? Because Dryads are OP anyway. So if you're going to also get this to get cheaper Dryads, then that's going to be insane for Magic there. It's going to cost even less, because they don't even cost any favor. So these Dryads could be insanely cheap. Second priest coming out, as we said, just getting out the one. But now Ptah coming through relatively early, 4:15, so maybe a pretty standard advance time. Then a late advance time through Oceanus for Magic. He did have one of his villagers running forward. The food villagers are normally the ones that just automatically go on the food. The hero villagers are the ones that automatically go on the food, so he was probably just a bit late for that reason. It's also managed to bring this Hero Citizen back, just to have these boars that are on the front. Looking at the split from the Set here. Just going to say, not many on gold, whether he's already walked off to a second town center or not. But no, he hasn't, so he's going off for a barracks. Unless you see like at least 8 villagers on the gold, he's not going for a second town center. Then over here, Magic's gone for such a late advance time, he definitely won't be going for a second town center. It'll be very unlikely, because then you don't really get the benefit of it. Pulling back slightly here just to get the boar a little bit closer to safety, which is always a good idea. Military barracks coming up because he's gone through Oceanus. Going to want to get double ones of those to get that bite of the shark poison damage. Bit of a vision coming in just to see exactly what buildings Magic is deciding to go for. And that means that Kvoth knows what to build, and Kvoth knows to build Axemen, because the only thing you can get in the classical age out of these barracks is Mamillo, which is infantry, so Axemen is going to be very free there. Also deciding to get a Wadjet, and Monument to the Villagers placed absolutely perfectly to get the reduced bits there. Reduced food and gold cost by 10%. Got a couple of early spearmen out. It's always safe to get a couple of spearmen out. They're very good raiders, and it looks like he wants to go forward and put a bit of pressure onto Magic here, because he did see that Magic was out on the boars, and the set player did advance slightly earlier, so he is going to have a larger army at this point, but Magic's already run back, so not a problem there, but does manage to get a little bit of idle time, and also just pressuring him to go into the berry bush instead, which is not as good gather rate. Sharpen Mine already in. Hand Axe not deciding to go for the wood because he's just not getting any wood. Wants to go for a very fast heroic age here. So actually not getting anything with these military barracks at all. Kind of a bait here to force Kvoth into the Axemen, or not force him, but make Kvoth choose Axemen because he's put double military barracks down, when actually these barracks are just going to be for Contarius, which here we are seeing Thea here focus on cavalry. She gets the double upgrades for the Contarius, making them stronger and cheaper. Two different upgrades there. So the Axeman is also getting Scalloped Axe. Not sure whether he knows about this bait. We'll see what the Spearman comes and sees. Would be worth getting the vision for the vision upgrade from the temple. What's that one called? Clairvoyance, I think. I can't actually hover over it, but that's the one which makes your vision cheaper or free, so you can just keep using it on cooldown, just to see that there's no actual buildings here. There's no actual units being built from these buildings. Only 2 military population. That is it. Absolutely nothing. The spearman just getting a little bit of shanking down just to be annoying. But this is a heavy commitment into medium axemen here. And the thing is about the Egyptian army is they can't push. They don't have any siege. They're not very strong because they're all counter units. So there's not much that he can really do here. He can pressure Magic back into his base and take out some of these buildings. But if the Watchtowers is up, which I assume it is, Watchtowers isn't up, but you would assume that is going to come through later, or now as soon as he sees him being attacked. But the Contarius will just come through and be able to deal a lot of damage to this army. Wadgets can take down the Stymphalian bird very quickly, though. Dryads coming in. Did he manage to get that relic? No, they are 150 gold. 150 wood, sorry. They are scales of the Echidna still sat there. Spearman coming in, as Kvoth knows exactly what is coming for him. So Spearman coming in to defend. Good idea. Also leaving some units back here to defend as well. Kind of running around in this very slow death ball comp with the Wadgets being very, very powerful, or very glass cannon. Yeah, nice switch up into the Spearman there. Still deciding to just stay in this classical age, wanting to even get medium Spearman out, saying that he'd just be too far behind if he went for a heroic age now, and he wants these classical age barracks units anyway, so probably going to go full population barracks units. Maybe think about a town center, maybe think about pressuring the next gold mines, probably where he's going to be looking for. It'd be worth getting a priest out, get some obelisks up, which is exactly what we see. We want obelisks on each one of these gold mines here. But this is probably the most likely one from Magic here, which is why Kvoth is deciding to sit in this one. A little bit of Contarius raids. The Spearmen, I mean, there should be some Spearmen back here. I can't actually see any, but I mean, he can build them very, very quickly. They are also coming out here, so this is going to cause a bit of idle time, but not be too bad. The Spearman is here, and that is going to cause the Contarius to run away a little bit, because he knows that there'll be more Spearmen coming. Fortunately, does lose that Spearman, but the Contarius taking some serious shots. Does he have the upgrade? He does not have crenellations that bonus damage versus the Contarius there, or just any horses, any cavalry. Still a lot of food left in the base. This is pretty heavy food map. It's got a lot of huntables. It's also got a lot of goats that both players managed to find. So both players managed to sit in their base. Maybe this is why it was a set versus Gaia matchup rather than something that was a bit more aggressive just because of the way that these players can sit in their base. It's 10 minutes in, both players still sat in their base. Goats here, gold mines still up. Obviously the wood lines for magic there. Yeah, good obelisks. This one, the farm rate would be worth grabbing around now, as the farms are going to need to come up in probably the next 5 minutes. But also, looks like magic is going to come pressure the gold mines this side. It looks like he's heading for this gold mine, seeing it's around 10 minutes. That's when you're going to expect the Egyptian to be on their next gold mine, or just after. It looks like the gold is about to run out of 50 gold, so maybe slightly early there. But always good to have a little check. What are you going to do? A ring around the rosy, come back and have a look. But as the set is not in the heroic age, he can't drop a Migdal stronghold down, which is the standard thing for the Egyptians to defend their gold mines here. So he's going to have to leave some units around. Wadget's very good defenders. I mean, how many spearmen do we actually have here? I need to change to the perspective of Kvoth here. He's got 31 spearmen, so we'll be able to deal with these heavy Kantarius pretty well, to be honest. The Wadgets as well. Wadgets deal some serious damage. No heroes in this army. So even though magic is in the heroic age, Kvoth has managed to get out all of the counter units. We do see the Caladria Carnivora come in even, and that does get taken down pretty quickly, but did cause the spearmen to have to run back for a second. It is heavy infantry, medium infantry versus heavy Kantarius though, which is a bit of a problem, but it looks like spearmen do have their copper armor upgrade because they're at a weird percent here, which is 46%. And the Wadgets did not get touched. Wadgets are really the damage dealers here because they deal their poison damage with a little bit of divine damage there. Priests definitely there to take care of those annoying dryads, and it looks like Kvoth did pretty well during that fight, but magic with his the Gaia eco can just spam out these Kantarius, and there's not enough barracks up for sets here. For Kvoth, there is not enough barracks. Looks like he has seen this. He's dropping 3 more barracks. You can see that he has 5 in the queue in each of the barracks, and he still has enough eco to build so many more. So he just needs more barracks out. Wadget's coming in. Just needs more of the same. If magic is just going to spam out these Kantarius and dryads here, this is definitely the counter. The Kantarius also don't have any other upgrades. They don't have any armory upgrades, whereas the spearmen, they also have the pierce upgrade here. Copper shields. Maybe it'd be worth getting copper weapons, which I just saw come in as well. Perfect. This is just the perfect classical age play. If this is what you want to go for, you want to go full population, all of your upgrades. If you want to just sit in the classical age and utilize the barracks army here, and there is enough barracks up to just constantly spam units. Now, maybe worth thinking about heroic age now for the set. Also going for a shifting sands play onto this gold mine. Should be able to take out that Caladria. Nice job there. Pushes the citizens off of the gold mine. But what I was saying, probably wants to go heroic now to get those heavy spearmen in. Still so many spearmen here. This is the thing about the set army, is these guys only cost 2 population versus the 3 population of the Kantarius. So you just have so many more units. Yes, they're not as strong, but you just have so many more. Nice raid here though. These ones are just being distracted by 5 units when this is the bulk of the army here. Kvoth does notice, but he is also attacking this front, so getting a little bit of poison damage there. But there is enough spearmen to definitely clean these up. There's just all so low HP. Look how low HP those Kantarius are running through as well, and they're just going to get shanked down, snared, and all these are so low HP. And there is some way to heal these guys up for magic, but it's very slow unless you want to get loads of Caladria out, which isn't ideal. Whereas it's so much easier for Kvoth to heal up here. He's just got so many priests. 7 priests here can heal very quickly. Spearman off for a raid. 7 Wadgets. Getting up to the next stage too will boost these Wadgets, will make them so much stronger. We're also seeing leather frame shield, which is extra pierce armor on those spearmen there. And he must expect the Archers to come through, which are the heroic age counter to the spearmen here. Also pushing off that gold mine again. Obelisks here, still up for Kvoth. Doesn't have an obelisk on the middle, so this is why he's going to come check this with the spearman. Or the citizens are being very greedy there, not actually wanting to fully run away, and capitalized by Kvoth, the set player there. But it looks like Magic just wants to push. Wadgets here, though, there just aren't enough heroes to actually deal with these Wadgets. Where are the heroes? Maybe the Dryads can come and put some decent damage on, but they're just not running on. They actually don't have any bonus damage against myth units, so no, that isn't the choice. He needs to get some heroes out. Wadgets are going to be winning this fight for him handily. Maybe the Stymphalian Bird's getting a decent amount of damage done, but he could easily just shoot that down whenever he pleases. Spearmen coming in from behind. Spearmen are so much quicker. They're going to tear down these units. And really well played by Kvoth there to just manage to get all of the Wadget damage. I think he had 7 earlier, so he's lost 1. Maybe he built 1 more, so maybe he lost a maximum of 2 Wadgets in that fight to the amount of Dryads that Magic managed to lose there. And Gaia should basically always be ahead on score if the game is even. So you know that if the set player is ahead, especially with this many units queued up, then you know that the set player is ahead in this one, at least eco-wise. Look at the military difference, 121 military population. Yes, there are the counter units here, but there's just so many spearmen. They're so fast, they can easily run on to those units whenever they want. Obelisk going down by the citizens. They have so many citizens there. Obviously didn't know that the obelisk was there. Spearman running over. He knows exactly where the magic units will be, and he's going to run in. See these, decides to just scare them off. Absolutely fine. Dryads coming around here, trying to take down any obelisks that are here. Maybe want to sneak through there. A decent amount of units here going to be taken down by the Arcus. Can run away, but there is only 7 units. If he loses them, it's not the end of the world. Kvoth's game plan here has just got to be gold starve and hope that he doesn't get a gold mine snuck. Basically needs obelisks everywhere, needs to just be constantly checking, needs to make the most of these free visions if he gets the upgrade. Nephthys is coming through, and Nephthys, the recent Nephthys buff with the classical age units from Egyptian is very good. So what they can get is they can get this upgrade called Funeral Rites, where whenever one of your units dies, you get 8 gold back. So if you've got these really cheap units that only cost 20 gold, and then you get 8 gold back, you're basically getting almost half the gold cost back, and it can be very useful in these situations where you have so many of these weak units that you just have so many of. Just notice that the poison damage was just going to take that out. This is Kvoth showing how much he plays this game. It was kind of like the fadeaway basketball shot there. The fadeaway corner 3. Heroic Age in. Ancestors can be dropped down at any point. No Ancestors Eclipse. He's not Isis, so it's not really strong, but you can drop those down on a gold mine just to force some of these gold miners away. Needs to have a look over this side. We'll see. Oh, accidentally pressed the priest button. That is not what we want. Doesn't quite see this. That's very, very cheeky from Magic there. He's on this side. If we actually change the perspective, how is that not in line of sight? That is so unlucky from the Kvoth Spearman there. If he was 1 step closer, he would have seen that. That's actually messed up. Definitely needs, yes, Migdal Stronghold going down. Exactly what you want. Still not enough heroes out. Spearman needs to run forward though. Wadgets, there's still 7 Wadgets. There is 1 hero. He does need to take that hero down. Spearman coming through. Does notice all these villagers. Migdal Stronghold coming in. These guys can turn around and shank. They are going to beat the laborers. Carnivora being dropped down. Still 4 Wadgets this side as well. Ancestors, exactly where you want it. You want it this side. There is a lot of heroes out now. So maybe the Wadgets, that's going to be enough for the Wadgets. But Migdal Stronghold is up. These guys can shank down the Migdal, which is probably what Magic will do. No, he's just going to run away. Decides not to go for that one. The Wadgets are winning this fight though. And we will see if Magic has secured another gold mine somewhere. Maybe he's snuck one. Nice Spearman getting a little bit of value there. Also, Kvoth deciding that he wants to take this gold mine for himself rather than walking back. Good choice. Spearman also up here, didn't even notice. It's absolutely brutal raid. I just love the sound of citizens going down. As someone that did not like Atlantean from the original Age of Mythology, they're a lot more tolerable now. But God, they used to be so annoying. Sound of a dying citizen is a nice sound. These spearmen with a leather frame shield, not too bad against the Arcus, to be honest. 35% pierce armor is not bad for a unit that the Arcus should counter. They get a very small multiplier, but 35% pierce armor is not bad. Thoth coming in. Did he also get that upgrade? He didn't get the upgrade. Such a good upgrade. Maybe because he wanted to go for the Wadgets. It's this funeral rites here. If you're going for the classical age army, it's very, very strong. He would have just a lot more gold in the bank. Actually, maybe he hasn't lost that many units. Maybe it's not worth it because you're not losing many units, but definitely something to think about. It's something you wouldn't have thought about before because nobody really got it because it didn't give you much gold before. But the 8 gold is definitely worth it for these classical units. Looks like the spearmen are just trying to run away. Ballistics could be in now, it looks like, yeah. Citizen, as we said earlier, ring around the rosy. Spearmen are going to have to come look over here. Magic is one of these players that just never gives up. And yes, the spearmen are managing to find it. Magic is not going to be managing to sneak this one this time. But it's always worth a go, especially during these tournament games. You've got to try everything. Because if you can sneak this gold mine, even with 4 villagers, you change them all into hero citizens, they could get a decent amount of eco as the Gaia, because they can get the maximum quarry upgrade, and you can keep yourself in the game with these wood-based dryads, and these don't cost much gold, only 35 gold. He could have stayed in this game with literally just those 4. Also, managing to just get 2. 2 is not quite as many. There is 15 on gold, though. Is that the trade that he's managed to get? All while this is happening, there's a war elephant coming for the town center of Magic. I was just paying attention to just the gold mines, but you can also just go for the jugular. You can just go right for the throat of the Gaia here. Gaia managing to heal this up pretty nicely because of the lush, because of the citizens at the Wadgets. Poison damage doing well. This is the fifth carnivora, the 4th carnivora. Getting a lot of value from these. But we'll be able to take it down pretty quickly. Unfortunately, it was probably just on the cooldown there, so we couldn't get it a little bit earlier. Meteor in. It's just going to meteor this. Just meteor this bit here. Going to hit all of the units. Take down the last military barracks, the last manners of Magic, and I think that is going to clean up this game for Kvoth. He has to take the first one here. Magic has managed to sneak this gold mine, but unfortunately, it is just because he's losing his main base here. And that will be Kvoth taking the first one. I thought that it was going to be a lot harder for Kvoth during this game, to be honest, because of Magic with his bait with the double military barracks, forcing Kvoth to make the Axeman, or basically making it seem like Axeman would be the play, and then builds loads of Axeman, gets all the upgrades, gets Scalloped Axe, gets everything for those, and then just goes, I'm just going to go heroic, get the cavalry out. But really nice switch into the Spearmen, just going full barracks units, all of the upgrades. I think these armory upgrades really helped. I think without that, he would have been a little bit struggling there. And then the Wadgets, because there just wasn't enough heroes out. Wadgets, when there's no heroes, and there's no decent myth units for Gaia in the classical age, unless you go through Leto, then you can get the warrior automatons to take down the Wadgets, but he went the other way, so the Wadgets just rain terror, to be honest, and that is the thing with these glass cannon myth units. If you don't take them out, they're going to take you out, even nerfed. And that is it. That is the first game. We'll see how the second one goes. Okay, so we are going in game number 2. This is going to be I Am Magic versus Kvoth. Magic playing as Zeus on Anatolia versus Kvoth's Loki. And we saw Kvoth's set versus Gaia taking the first game win in a pretty nice classical fight with full upgrades, and took Magic down pretty nicely, managing to gold starve him. But this time we're seeing Anatolia. Anatolia, pretty known that Zeus and Hades are the preferred picks for these top level guys. But I think Loki and Frey and some of these Norse players can be very good, or Norse gods can be very good on these food maps, on these water maps, because you get the extra food. So the reason that Zeus and Hades are good is obviously you get the hoplites that are food-based, that you get the food from actually getting these docks down and getting the extra fishing ship, getting the extra food economy. You can get these hoplites that are very fast, run around, take out the docks, run around, stop some gold being gathered. You can then build forward with your fortresses, get some kind of restoration and bronze timing attack on these gold mines, because there's only 2 gold mines in the main base, and then everything else is completely forward. So someone like Zeus, someone like Hades can get these big timing attacks after doing that annoying damage with these hoplites. And that's the reason that a lot of these top level guys think that Zeus and Hades is like the meta, basically. Or I guess you would say they are the meta, not think they are. But Loki can do something similar. You get those hearses out that obviously cost food. You can go for some really nice berserks if you were to go through Forseti and Bragi, and you get all the extra berserk upgrades. You can get those food-based units out and be very, very strong. If you wanted to go, you can also do a bit of a timing attack through Njord, and I really rate Njord, where you get the Jotuns out, which is the upgrade for your mountain giants. Makes them really big, makes them take out buildings very nicely, and can be able to take down some fortresses that probably will be on these gold mines later on. So it looks like both players decided to go for different fish. The Loki, which is Kvoth, decided to go for this fish on this side, also getting a very aggressive dock down nice and early. One of the benefits of having a berserk over a villager. If you sent a villager all the way up here, then have to send them all the way back, or even just down here, then it's not as good as just having your scout be able to actually build that building. So getting the most of that there. Basically saying that if Magic wants to come over to this side, then he's only going to get 2 spots of fish. So he's got the 3 fish here and then the 3 fish here, getting 6 fish total, whereas Kvoth will be able to get everything. Kvoth also, I saw him running down to the other side, deciding not to go for the dock on this side. So there are probably 3 things that you can really do. You can go hard on the one side and just go for all the fishing ships possible if you want to do that. You can go for a second one, which is exactly what Magic's doing here, where you go, well, I'm going to go for the docks on my side here and the dock on my side here and leave it. Or you can kind of try and be greedy and go for, if Magic was to go for these fish here, which actually Kvoth has sent his fishing ships up here really, really nicely, so actually just forcing Magic to only get 3 fish. But you could go for a whole this side here and also try and fight the other side. Very, very greedy. Or I guess a 4th option is you could just ignore it and just sack the water and be absolutely fine. Oh, not be absolutely fine, but sack the water anyway. You can see that Kvoth is leaving all these fish for him. Very well played here for somebody that wants to go for just the one side of the water here. Now, being able to fight both sides of the water is a very difficult thing to do. And it requires a lot of APM and a lot of decision making of building the boats on the right side. It is easier to just have the docks on one side because you know what you're committing to that one side. You don't have to do too much in terms of micromanaging this side, then micromanaging this side. And also, I'm just going to swap these guys around. Apologies for that. But they were the wrong way. That actually, Kvoth is on the right side. But we do see Heimdall coming through. Heimdall's not a god you usually see. Heimdall gets those Einherji with the special ability to boost your speed and attack of your units around you. Very, very strong. Also gets Rigstula, which is the upgrade which makes everything train faster. And I think maybe Heimdall's a little bit underrated. Also gets Undermine to deal some damage to towers and buildings. One hits towers and it does decent damage to most buildings, sorry. So we'll see what kind of way Kvoth wants to go with this. I mean, you don't really want to get a second town center, I guess. But Rigstula costs about 20 favor, so it's not something you can get straight away. But just seeing some houses go down, not really committing too hard here. Magic also hasn't gone up and gone for these fish. He's just content going, no, these are my fish. Absolutely don't really want to fight over them. But Jason coming in, getting a little bit of damage here. You would assume that some military barracks are coming down, military academies. But Magic, pretty standard meta play here. And the Minotaur coming in. Haven't seen these relics actually. Human soldiers get pierce armor, extra pierce armor. Not going to be the best for Magic because he's up against Loki that doesn't have many pierce armor units. But what he can do is it would be good for running those hoplites underneath town center fire. For example, there looks like longboats and dragon ships coming out to deal with the siege juggernaut on this side. Getting one of each boat, normally a pretty standard opener there. Gets a little bit of a spy off as well. We see what the spies on. Spies on the wood villagers, also just getting a little bit of harass with this berserk here. These guys can just turn and fight, but I think there's a lot more micro-intensive stuff going on over here, so he's not paying attention there. But there is 2 docks up. That's going to be very annoying for the classical age boats to deal with. Normally it's very difficult to actually take these docks out without some kind of land units here. Until you get to the heroic age, you get those myth units out, you get the Kraken, you get the Scylla, you get the Leviathan, whatever the Chinese ones get, I'm not sure. Much easier there. Also getting extra docks out. Old Barry Angrimson. Barry Angrimson. House going down. Kvoth just needed to build a house somewhere. Maybe it can stay up to see if there's a second town center coming up later on in the game, but unfortunately it does go down. There, you don't see... Yes, we do see Rixlula coming through. So this is 20% work rate of every building. So that's it's a pretty big upgrade. And maybe Heimdall is underrated, and we'll see that even the boats are going to be coming out faster. 20% faster. Very good. Can take out that Minotaur. Unfortunately, just a little bit of a misclick, but decides to fix it up very, very quickly. Boats do deal a decent amount of damage to human units. Nothing compared to Legacy, the original version, but still they do decent damage to units on the land there if they can hit them. Sometimes they miss them. And this is exactly what we thought would happen. This is the standard play for your Zeus here, because these guys do have 1.5 bonus damage versus buildings here. And a little bit of a fight here. There's not many land units for Kvoth. A little bit of a restoration, trying to save that Minotaur, but nice snipe by Kvoth there to get that just beforehand. You can also manually use this Einery special to run your units away. If you were to just hit Q, it blows the horn, and then your guys can run away. Longboats coming in. Needs to get a little bit closer because they do miss some of their shots, but does manage to scare the hoplites away very nicely. And this is why Zeus is picked. It's just so annoying. I mean, you can get throwing axemen to kind of deal with them, but the hoplites can just run away because your throwing axemen are only 4 speed. Also, the hoplites are costing food, which you're getting from all of these fishing ships. I'm surprised to see these not grabbed. He's got them for free, basically, if Magic wants them. He just doesn't want to spend the time getting it. Wants to not spend the extra resources to get a bonus later, which is basically what fish are. Obviously, it's a little bit of investment to start with. Njord coming in. Njord, absolutely love the Njord pick. Gotta love that. There are lots of longboats to deal with these Pentaconters. They are the counter because they only have 10% pierce armor, so just need to shift click them down. But trying to go for the hoplites needs. I mean, they are the ones that are going to take down the docks. Is managing to spam up some docks, so absolutely fine. A lot of buildings here, a lot of ships here. Sorry, Kraken coming down. Krakens, you don't want to go too close to the shore. These Krakens can grab the hoplites. We know that from the campaign. Ah, the tree. Oh, this poor tree. Oh, you hate to see it. One of the trees is bugged out, and he's going to get one less tree. But the trees here is almost like an ancestors, as you would see from the Egyptians, just here to push the villagers off of the gold mines, which is a really interesting play. Normally you see it as some kind of timing where you would bring your Jotun forward, smash a building, and then get these guys that have some crush damage. But actually here, more of a distraction to get his docks back up. Definitely worthwhile play. Also, all these villagers are idle just from the trees coming on this gold mine, forcing a reaction out of Magic there. And we love to see it. Just doing anything to force a reaction, to force your opponent to look somewhere else is definitely worth it. Bolt down on the Kraken. It's a good usage of Bolt there. The Kraken can be very good against these units. It one-shots any boat with its special ability. Pentaconters are very quick. They're running past, but it's a decent amount of units here. Kvoth's got a lot of units here to deal with any of the hoplites that are going to come down. I think going on the one side against the hoplites has made sense during this game here, and I can see why Kvoth has just decided to just commit to the one side rather than trying to deal with the hoplites running here and then running the other way, and his slow units just won't be able to keep up. But Magic is just constantly pressuring Dionysus coming through as that bronze timing. As we said earlier, bronze is the standard one that you would pick here with the Zeus. You get the Hydras, you get the you get the bronze to do a decent attack there. Doc's going down very quickly. Doc's going down, but throwing axemen coming over to scare them away, and Kvoth's going through hell. He has decided he wants a Nidhogg, he wants fire giants, and he wants to go now. Gold is finished up. There's a gold mine. This is probably as far back as a gold mine as you're ever going to see on this map. Normally they're very far forward. This one's pretty easy to defend. Trying to get a little bit of a ghost building up, a little bit of a quick wall if you're an AoE 2 guy. And these guys are going to run forward. Unfortunately, they're tasked to build the building, but the hoplites are too fast there. But manages to defend his docks, which is what he was after. A little bit of a cheeky wall around here, cheeky wall here, be absolutely fine. Heavy hoplites are in. Throwing axemen are probably going to get ballistics if they don't already. Throwing axemen don't have ballistics. It's definitely worth it. Salt Amphora is pre-queued. 75% bonus on your fishing ships is insane. You definitely need it. It might sound ridiculous, but the gather rate, so it's from base, the base gather rate is very, very low. So definitely want to get that in. Surprise? We're not seeing some kind of hill fort, some kind of wall. I guess it just doesn't have the gold, but you can just sell food. I guess they have already been selling a little bit of food. 51 isn't what it starts at. Hoplites just running in, going for the main base. This is what you do with the bronze. You just force it, but the fire giant special is about to come in. So is the Nidhogg special. It's going to scare all of these units away. And there's a couple of hearses here to take out the Hydra. Huge flame special there from the Nidhogg, doing all this damage over time. Heracles trying to take out the Nidhogg, but all of his friends are dead. And that was just a perfect timing from Kvoth to defend the timing from Magic with the bronze there. Unfortunately for Magic, just left it a little bit late. Obviously, he didn't know exactly when Kvoth went to the Mythic Age, but he would have expected it, which is why he went for that attack there. Just because there wasn't many units that have been out. As we said, there's not many hill forts out. There's not many big defensive buildings out. Hardly any units, so you would expect the Mythic Age here. And that's why he did go for that town center to try and deny it, but unfortunately, just a little bit late. 23 dwarves coming out. And the Loki is in a commanding position. Odysseus coming through, very good against the Nidhogg. Even Jason's good against the Nidhogg. 13 times damage multiplier, it's disgusting. But there's just not many of them. Hypaspis are the unit of choice now. Medium throwing axemen are good against them if they can kite them, though the Hypaspis have a bigger damage multiplier there. Einari special needs to run away, needs to get those fire giant specials on to the Hypaspis there, and it absolutely melts them. Throwing axemen sitting around the fire giants absolutely perfectly. Then we also see Undermine going down. Should take this out, you would like to think, although there's a lot of villagers repairing it. Going very close with the throwing axeman, takes that down, and now it's going to be similar to the first game. Can Kvoth get a gold star off on Magic here? He's deciding to go through with the superior tech, going to the Mythic Age, getting these better myth units out. Needs to just secure these. Can we see the point of view of Kvoth here? We do. So we do see that he doesn't actually see this gold mine. Maybe some of these units that are here could just don't know if he has any boats left that can. Some of these boats, like the Jormundelva, has a decent line of sight, could sit there. Probably not something that you're really going to be thinking about though, but worth an idea. Free Valkyrie spawn, nice, can heal up everything. Einari here, looks like they're going for the fire giant specials, are absolutely brutal. Taking down all of the praying villagers. Einari doesn't run out, standard. The Einaries are so slow, that's why we don't see them very often. Nidhogg dealing decent damage here to these woodline, but Odysseus is going to scare him away. Yeah, 7.5 times damage, times 13, times 11.5 there. These human units just aren't a match for the fire giants. And also with the Zeus only being in the third age, means he only gets 3 heroes. So these fire giants are very scary. If if Magic was able to get to the Mythic Age and get Bellerophon out, it could have a bit of a better time, but it is tough. Now with the Mythic Age being more expensive, it's being 1,200 food and gold. If someone's already there, it's so tough to actually get there. Also, yeah, buildings coming down as we want, which is why we're in the point of view here of Kvoth to see it. Also, just getting a little bit of raids off with his Jormundelvers. Who wins this fight? I'd assume Scylla wins because it is a melee unit versus a ranged unit, but yeah, it's just going to get more heads and probably win. There's nothing else going on, so we will watch this. We will watch this epic water battle. Who do we think wins? I thought the Scylla is just going to get enough heads to actually win, but it's going to be very close. It looks like the Jormundelver is going to win that, which is pretty crazy. Jormundelver OP. Buff the Scylla. These woodliners are going to get absolutely melted by these specials. Unfortunately, they didn't coordinate it, but it didn't matter. How many dead villagers are there? 1, 2, 3. There was more. There was definitely more. Oh, nice spied wood villagers there. 4 fire giants. They don't have their hat on. They don't have their special. What is it here? It is pre-queued. It's granite blood. Then they get their extra bonus damage with their helmet. Bonus HP. Sorry, with their helmet. That's what it gives them. Magic trying to get some villagers back praying. And the Q for Kvoth, he's just going to go full send now. It's time to go for those Berserks. Berserks throwing Axemen and the Fire Giants to try and take care of any human units there are. From Magic's point of view, I don't know if he's got his heroes out. His heroes are out. It looks like they are not in this fight at the moment. Here comes Heracles. Definitely needs them to take down the Fire Giants, but the throwing Axemen should just target the heroes down straight away. And that is the weakness of the Greeks there, is their heroes. The throwing Axeman is just going to target those. Looks like he's just going for the town center. He's just going, nah, doesn't even matter. Heracles isn't going to take down this Fire Giant quick enough. And it looks like Heracles, unfortunately misclicked, is not actually on the Fire Giant, so Kvoth making the most of that. Loki runs out. Fire Giant goes down, but is going to turn and deal a decent special. Trying to... Oh, that's a good amount of damage to heroes even. Surprised didn't go for the archers, but the Fire Giants did their job. Managing to gold starve still the Zeus on the 0 gold there. We just look at the score difference. We're on double score in this one. Kvoth playing both of these games to perfection. Magic does manage to push Kvoth off of this gold mine, and Kvoth does now know where the gold mining operation is, so he just needs to get to his full population, get to his 190, and just send. He's got the superior units, he's got the Huskarls to take down the Toxotes there, he's got the throwing Axemen as well. We'll see what he does here, but it is just a case. He's also taking this settlement, just trying to get as much population as he possibly can for these fights. Restoration, desperate play, got to go for it. As we said, Magic will always play these games out. Even if there's the slightest glimpse that he might win this, and after the restoration goes, that is the second game. Kvoth taking a 2-0 lead in this, and showing that maybe Zeus... I mean, Zeus is obviously strong. We saw the hot plate raise to these darks. It was very annoying. But I think the Loki game plan of just staying on one side and kind of min defending, getting a decent amount of boats out to deal with the hot plates, because you know that you're throwing Axemen are slow and the hot plates are very, very quick. They have almost 2 speed on them. It's pretty crazy. It's like 5.9 or something ridiculous. So I like to see the Norse and the Lokis and the Freys get some wins on the Zeuses and the Hades in this one. So yeah, let's go game 3. Hey, game number 3, and Kvoth is 2-0 up. He's played this game extremely well, and he's going for the very early clay peasants. Now, I was just saying in the pre-game to this that I have no idea what the strategy for Nuar is. If you're going for Shenong, or if you're going for Fuji, then you can go for some kind of early rush, and that is normally pretty strong. Normally rushing on these sort of maps on the Ghost Lake can be very, very good. But Noir is definitely more defensive just from all of her bonuses, all of the gods that she can go. They normally go through How To, which is the god which gives you the Earth Wall. And that's normally what you see. And it looks like Kvoth is getting the clay peasants out. So this is a god power which gives you more villagers the later on you use this. So if you use it in the classical age, you get 2 more villagers. And then later on, you get a crazy amount. And you get them for 2 minutes. So he's basically getting 2 minutes of extra food. So is he going to go for some kind of crazy early aggression? Or is he trying to get an early advance time to counteract any Chronos rush that might be coming his way? Because normally, if you can survive the Chronos rush, then you're normally in a pretty good position. Unfortunately, he did have to build that silo here just because of how the boar died. There is some annoying things that can happen with these boars. Actually, I am planning a video of how to lure these boars because I feel like a lot of people kind of get stuck on the boars running away. It can be very frustrating. So I have planned one because I do have a little way where it's a little bit more consistent. And we see Magic here fighting for his place in the winner's side. And he is playing the Chronos. Normally Chronos is gonna rush, then maybe go for a town center. This is a very nice town center for Magic here. It has the gold mine on it. This one, not really the best. And then if we're looking for Kvoth, it has some hunt back here. This one's okay. This one, I guess, somewhat secures this gold mine. If you could get this one, get a wall up here, could be okay. But this is definitely the best town center on the map. So Magic might be going for that one. Unfortunately, I haven't swapped these guys around, so apologies for that one. We're seeing the Kvoth Chieftain, which is the hero Kvoth. Very, very strong economic unit coming through. And then the How To, as we said, normally the defensive goddess of choice there. Also going for the gold mine. If this guy's going on the wood line, then it looks like he's trying to go for this second town center, going for a very early advance time, which is what the clay peasants were there for. But Magic going for an even earlier advance time. Temple shifting forward. Maybe to start thinking that this is the town center that Kvoth is going to want to go for, rather than this one. Not deciding to keep the Oracle here to see if this is the town center that gets grabbed. This is the closer town center. This is what a lot of people go for. But I feel like, or maybe Magic thinks that because he goes for such an early advance time, that the Noir isn't going to want to get an aggressive town center, is going to want to go for this kind of easier to grab situation. But we will see. Also going through Leto, didn't actually notice that. Normally it is Prometheus. Leto gives you the 2 automatons instead. I assume we'll see a couple of heroes queued up for Kvoth here. A couple of pioneers to deal with these guys. They do have a lot of pierce armor. You can also get the extra pierce armor upgrades. I think it's this guy. I think it's this X guy down here. Getting this extra range, extra line of sight. Pioneers coming out. Chong-Chi in to deal with these. We do see some spider layers coming down. We'll see where those go in a minute. But this is the play to get your settlement up. Mana's next to it because the mana boosts the building rate there. And Magic might lose these automaton if he's not careful. If he loses one, he might be able to sneak back to it later, but it looks like 2 are going to go down. But he does get his settlement. So he's basically trading 1, potentially 2 automatons. If this one dies near his base, he can just build another one and it's not a problem. So even dying here, unless Kvoth sits on this position, he can build an automaton, and it is like he only lost 1, because this one's going to be very hard to get. But Kvoth's going to still put on some pressure. What is he going for? I think he's going for a town center now. These big dudes going for the town center. So he will get his up slightly later. Yeah. Looks like Kvoth sniffs this out. We'll be able to stop that from happening. Very nice play there. Also finding a relic. What is the relic? It's hero lifesteal from units. Very nice. Temple going up. Where is the temple? Oh, just going to the back of the base. Just a more defensive temple. Doesn't want to lose it. Chong-Chi coming around. I don't think there's really anything to take this guy out yet. I don't think there's any buildings from from Magic's point of view. He's building a counter barracks now. That's the only guy that can take these out is a Terma, and a hero Terma, really. It's the only one that can... I mean, a Kyrobaster, I guess, but you wouldn't want to do that. Mana's time shifting around nicely. Unfortunately, a little bit late on that. The Chong-Chi is going to scare the mana, scare the units away from the mana. One of the best things about Chronos is you can time shift for free. So these manas, you can fit 2 citizens in. So it's a perfect thing there. Are you going to fight the automaton? I guess you can fight the automaton, but then he can just be restored for free. So it's probably not worth it. But still, causing a bit of idle time on those food villages with your free unit is exactly what you want to do. Town center up, earth wall up. And if he just wants to get a little wall over here, or, you know, it doesn't have to be right there, it can be over here, can be here, then that is this gold mine, these aurochs, goats, berry bushes, all defended nicely. As we said, best... Oh no, we said this was the best. We said this was the best town center, but with this earth wall, this one becomes equally as good. Also, wall this side would be fine, but it doesn't need that right now because Magic doesn't have any units out. So it looks like a bit of a boom off. I wonder if we will see some third age pushes here, or whether you're going to go for some kind of classical age units. Also kind of securing this gold mine. Would have been, maybe even been worth putting a building a little bit forward just to secure that gold mine. Would have gone all the way around here, but easy to say afterwards. Yeah, it's definitely worth getting a silo down here. Noir with a free buildings, building whenever you want. And we didn't see any of the other relics, actually. So we've got Fur of Boy, if that's how you say that one. Heroes Regen. So he picked up the Heroes Get Lifesteal. Heroes Regen and Get Lifesteal. These, the stocks for Pioneers has definitely gone up. Dwarven Calipers, cheaper siege weapons, not the most exciting. Dwarven Horseshoes is 5% cavalry movement speed. So very nice relic. Maybe 5%'s not so good anymore. It used to be 10%. That one was definitely nice. 5%, I think, isn't crazy, but it's definitely, you know, it's definitely worth having. Terma are the unit here. Terma are very good against archers, and pioneers are actually considered archers. They're not considered heroes. It isn't like priests, where priests are just considered heroes. So we'll see the bonus damage here. Oh, that was on the Wuzu Javelineer there, and unfortunately that guy took a lot of damage. But these guys are counter archers, so they're very similar to your Termas there. Trying to get a little bit of pop shots off on the automaton. They can just hammer each other back up. Definitely worth getting that hero relic back in with the amount of pioneers he's probably going to want to build. So getting watchtowers. Watchtowers to defend the main base. Armory coming up. Has more than enough resources to get to the next stage. Going through and getting the... Well, what does this guy give? Rushu, I can... The second age ones I've definitely come to grips with, but some of the heroic age options I kind of forget. Is this? We will definitely see. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to say what is what's his god power. Terma's coming around, managing to push Kvoth off of the gold mine. Does have this gold mine up here to go to, causing a little bit of idle time. Didn't manage to kill anything off, but idle time is definitely worth it. Nice spider egg here. You don't see when the spider eggs are actually going down, so it's very, very nice to get those next to the resources for any of these units that are going to want to come over to defend. The earth walls kind of act like gates, so actually, hopefully Kvoth's going to notice that one. Yeah, and he does as well. Sometimes these big guys get a little bit stuck, but these do work like gates, so it isn't like walls where he's going to have to walk all the way around or anything. It's absolutely fine to have it running through your gold mine. It's a lot of warrior automatons down with their upgrade. It doesn't have the second upgrade, and it is Fey Beast. This is what I thought it probably was. Fey Beast coming in still with the term. A really nice split from Magic to mitigate the damage, but unfortunately running forward here, probably wanted to take out some of those Javelineers. Just a slight misclick on the front. But the Fey Beasts do take care of the Terma. The Terma did take a decent amount of units out with them, to be honest. Second Chong-Chi in. And how many automatons did we lose here? It was 4 automatons, 5 automatons. Just needs to sit the units here to make sure that the automatons can't bring their friends back to life. Needs to get more heroes out. He is in the next stage, so the hero building, the Imperial Academy needs to get sages out. Sages and this guy that actually just has an aura which makes myth units weaker, which is very, very strong against something like this, which is a pure myth unit army. This White Tiger as well is insane. You see the White Tiger special, the Baihu, has got 2 times damage multiplier versus myth units. Unfortunately, they're getting a bit confused with this Earth Wall. Really nice dancing in and out of the Earth Wall here, and here he is. So this aura here makes the enemy myth units deal less damage, and that is the end of all the warrior automatons except for one. Nice defense from Kvoth there. Deciding to go get the Dao Swordsman, heavy infantry, some divine judgment here. So this is divine damage on your infantry. Insane upgrade. Kari Ballista coming out preemptively, which is nice. Actually, there is a lot of Dao Swordsmen already, so it's a very nice addition. Is the Kari Ballista. As long as these Baihu don't jump onto them, we see that the Baihu actually was selected there, decided against it, but we'll be able to take out the Kari Ballista very, very quickly. Kind of weaving around, deciding to go for some of these ones on the back line. Also, the specials down. Unfortunately, doesn't save that special. If he had saved that special, he could have jumped away, but just deciding to go for those Kari Ballista, they are so expensive. So the White Tigers are strong and very good at taking them out. Basically going pure infantry, trying to get this upgrade, pre-queued it, but actually it costs 30 favor. That's an expensive relic. Expensive upgrade, sorry. Nice to see that this relic. Oh no, I thought he would have dropped it when he was fighting, but I think actually his archer died with it. Needs to get that in if he wants to build any more heroes. Definitely worth getting some sages out. Sages, what they do is they steal one of the automaton and kind of stun it for a bit. And yeah, against some kind of mass myth unit thing, it can be very, very strong. Dao Swordsman raid onto this gold mine. 3rd town center coming up for magic. So he definitely doesn't want to lose this one. Still has 2,000 left on this position. These guys, they're slow, which is their only weakness really, but they're very strong at actually taking out buildings. They do 8.3 hack damage. There isn't many units here. The units are now coming over. Probably going to have to run away. Kvoth might lose some of these. We do see a siege crossbow coming in, and the siege crossbow won't be able to take this out. So nice defense from magic there. Some White Horse cavalry to come around on the Kari Ballista. There should be enough to take them out. Manages to take one Kari Ballista out, but the White Horse cavalry is still here. Also trying to get some forward hunt on this position too. Villagers going down. The villager split is very even here still. Siege crossbows coming in. Citizen want to take down those siege crossbows. They do have the bonus multiplier, and we'll shank those down very quick. Oh, shift clicked it as well, just to get those down as quickly as possible. Just wondering if Kvoth was going to go for that 3rd town center, but decides against it. Those villagers are going to go down. Siege units do go down though, so that is going to stop this town center from being aggressed on as heavily as it was. Loses a couple of villagers for it, but so close to full population, 3 town centers, be able to get those villagers back out nice and quick, so not a bad decision. Still has 5,000 left in this defensive gold mine, so it's a good idea to stay on this front one here. Only 1,500 left in that. So many Kari Ballista. Needs to think about just going pure White Horse cavalry. It's a pretty hard choice to make, to be honest here. He is going to get the divine damage on his Dao Swordsman. They do have 53% pierce. Maybe they are fine against the Kari Ballista. With the Chinese being a new civ, it is kind of difficult to think about what is the best comps against certain ones, because obviously we've had the same ones for so long. Now some of these new civs come in and you're hard to think about what the exact counters are. We see Mamilo, we see Kari Ballista, automatons, a couple of Terminators left over versus pure Dao Swordsmen with their upgrade that will come in very, very soon. Maybe that is exactly what Kvoth is waiting for. There is a rare heroic age coming through for magic. That gives the behemoths, can be very strong if you can time shift your temple in a way that you can get those 2 behemoths on the town center nice and early. And they're very strong siege units. Also steal a unit away with Traitor, but there's no myth units out, or big units out anyway for Kvoth currently. I think you can steal a Kvoth though. You can't steal a hero, but you can steal a Kvoth, I'm pretty sure. Ballet was deconstructed, Ballet straight back up. And has 1,300 gold left in this one. A little bit of micro into the Ballet. The Kyribalisa are so scary though. Needs to get round. This is a gate, so he should be able to run round, but unfortunately only does a couple of units. Out come the Dao Swordsman. The Mamillo are trying to get in the way of these Kairos. I'm not sure if they're actually managing to get through. Looks like some of these Kyribalisters are actually going down to the Dao Swordsman with their divine damage. Divine damage so strong. Kyribalister will go down, but loses the majority of those Dao Swordsmen. I mean, look at the amount of Dao Swordsmen actually sat in the queue. There's 6 military barracks. Definitely worth getting against more of those. And heavy against the medium Mamillo. But the Kyribalisters, they just did so much damage before they actually got taken out there. Looks like there's a little bit of a fight over this gold mine, but it's still... The main action is actually up here. There's a couple of behemoths coming in, and this is exactly what you want to do with these guys. They are here to distract. Also, the Mythic Age is actually coming through on that town center. So unless there's a hero there, or I don't know how much damage these peasants actually can actually do to these guys, we need Kvoth to notice this very quickly, because it looks like the Mythic Age could be getting stopped by these 2 guys here. And this is the strength of Kronos over Gaia when it comes to these behemoths, is you get 2 for free rather than the 1. And looks like Kvoth hasn't actually noticed yet. He's still dealing with this fight down here. It's so easy to not see this. Has noticed now and cancels the Mythic Age. Goes in a different one, and that is the town center going down. Very nice play by Magic. This is what he tried to do in game number 2, is stop the Mythic Age from the enemy Loki player there, but manages to do it in this one with a slightly better timing. Just got slightly late on the second game there. Peasants managed to take down everything, but is going to have to get that town center back up. And actually, either lucky from the Noir or well played that these are all linked up to this town center. So even though this town center goes down, it doesn't stop his favor income as it would have if none of these buildings would be linked to a town center. He does have 137 favor in the bank. It's going to be pretty scary. And maybe it's going to be the Phoenixes. The Phoenixes from China are insanely strong, and if he's got 145 favor to spend on them, it can be very scary. Mamillo can run away, 3.8 speed. He's also going to get that Blazing Prairie, isn't he? It doesn't say that there, but he's going to get that huge flaming ball to deal some damage to enemy units and enemy buildings there. So we'll be able to push this position. His gold mine is fully gone. Gold mine in the base fully gone. This is the last gold mine for Magic. It looks like this is the last gold mine for Kvoth. So going for markets, maybe a little bit late on that front. So Magic will have more gold income. Big fight coming here, which is the Dao Swordsman against the Mamillos. Mamillos managing to win this one, even though they don't have the Oceanus that you could get with Gaia and Aranos, which makes them very, very strong. Blazing Prairie normally gets used on buildings. I think that is where it's stronger, so it would be worth just taking out all these military buildings, maybe doing it on this side. And actually, Kvoth, really nice raid up on this gold mine here. So pushes Magic off. He will be getting a trade set up. Does have 2. Can also just build with any of his villagers and time shift it over here. Blazing Prairie drop down in the main base. Looks like there isn't any masons, so a lot of these buildings are going to get teared down. Also these farms as well. So many of these villages. Absolutely huge gold power there. Big swing if he can also get something done. Deciding to go into the Chuko Nu. Archers that are extremely strong. against infantry. Also getting out these ox caravans. Here is the Phoenix. Not deciding to get any more of those out. Trying to get some gold in, but there's just so many units here. Needs to bring all these guys. The Chuko News should be able to clear them up. There's not much front line. Yeah, needs his front line to get back into position there to actually tank for his Chuko News. The Chuko News have a crazy rate of fire, so they shoot these 4 shots and they just they do so much damage. Peasants running by, and there they go. Now the front line is in. Be absolutely fine. The Terma are back in to deal with the Chuko News though, so needs to micro away from those. Magic needs to micro those Terma to shift click onto those Terma, which is onto those Chuko News, which is exactly what he does. Fey Beast number 2 coming in, rather than deciding to go for the Myth units, decides to go for the Mythic Age Fey Beasts, and these Mamillo are going down so quickly. That was a huge Fey Beast there, managing to secure the gold mine, which is exactly what he needs, going up to 38 villagers mining gold with the how many here? With the 19 here, and then the trade, which is getting a lot of trade here. And also get these Myth unit trade caravans. I haven't played enough China to know if they're actually worth it or not. But they do, I think they gain a boosted rate, or they're a bit faster. So it may be worth thinking about those. Ballet coming up to deal with this gold mine. That was a huge Fey Beasts. Our swordsman going to have a look. Only problem with this trade is there's not a wall on the front. The wall is going through this side, and Magic can raid the ox caravans if he wants to. And it looks like that is exactly what he's choosing to do. Our swordsman with the divine damage can go through buildings pretty quickly, so that is what he's choosing to do. Got a decent amount of wood in the bank there. Not sure what he's planning to spend it on. So he's also getting this Silk Road, which makes your mechanical... you get 10% extra gold, is that? That's pretty good. And extra 5% movement speed on the Favoured Land, which is basically Favoured Land the whole way through here. Maybe this bit isn't. Would be worth just whacking a couple of buildings up. Similar to the Gaia Lush, where the Gaia Lush makes your caravans faster. 3,700 gold left in this. Ballet putting in a shift to try and defend them, but this isn't quite as good as castles from a game like AoE 2. You need a little bit of... You need more units here, or you need some more towers, or... Unfortunately, the walls didn't actually go up. I think what happened there is he put the walls up with a villager that was stuck inside, and he couldn't actually get out to build them. Happens sometimes. It's very frustrating, but unfortunately, it's just one of those things you've got to notice. You wouldn't get notified about it or anything. Unfortunately, that little bit of situation is going to come back to bite him. But Magic doesn't have any gold, so he only has the trade caravans here, the llama caravans. Chuko knew this is the position that they want to be in. Units coming in one by one. Magic does notice that, sorts that out pretty quickly. These villagers going down. Nice bit of garrison micro coming in pretty quickly. Citizen running away too. Medium Marcus putting in a little bit of damage. With the amount of resources here, definitely worth getting champion archers, champion cav coming in, champion infantry, sorry. Also some of these tiger cavalry that are very, very strong. Quite expensive though. Yeah, 115 food. Maybe all of these wood villagers, just the normal villagers, can come build some farms down. Also spending the favor on the extra clay peasants to get machine workshops up. Machine workshops where your siege weapons come from for the Chinese. So he wants to siege this position here. Gold mines still has 3,500 in there. Very strong. Axe carts coming out. These are your melee siege. Also managing to push Magic's units back while he's getting these machine workshops up. Ballet coming up in the face, because he doesn't care if he loses these clay peasants. They go in 84 seconds anyway. So the very aggressive Ballet. And the Chuko News here. Just carving down everything. Fortunately lost his front line. Has to run away. Traitor on the axe cart. try and take down that Baolei. And then in comes Li Jing with this huge stun ability. It lasts for 2 seconds. Li Jing is a bit of a beast, as are all the Mythic Age heroes for China. They are ridiculously strong. Li Jing was probably the most broken on release, but I think now he's just... I think he's fine. But definitely not worth having this one on autocast. You definitely want to place that with your Q. It's essentially a very big minion line stun. And nice bit of micro there to take down Li Jing. Needs to queue that guy straight back up. Li Jing is the equivalent of having Bellerophon or Perseus or one of those guys out. You just want to queue him up straight away. Villagers are able to take up the axe carts, but Champion Dow Swordsman in. Huge amount of damage, 10.3. Machine Workshop still going. These guys are still alive. Clay Peasants. Spending all that favor on just recasting God Powers. Also taking out so much of Magic's trade here. Even if he's not taking them out, he's just distracting them. Implode come in. Implode is in for Magic. Missed that one coming in, but did manage to get that. Unfortunately, the Axe Cart is not able to be taken out before the town center goes down. So Kvoth is in a commanding position again. He's in the driver's seat. Argus coming in, trying to deal with that. Implode coming in. These guys might be able to run away. They're pretty slow, but the units were well spread out. Being a Gaia main, it was pretty good for Kvoth to realize that his units need to be a little bit more spread against the Implode there. So played around it well, not having all his units bunched up in one place. Citizen want to come through, get the settlement back up. If we can get another mana in, the settlement will go up very quickly. That is a huge value on that. Getting the Tiger Cavalry to pull down, expensive unit for those spiders. Massive stun. Li Jing coming in. The Argus should go down pretty quickly to miss Li Jing here. He does have a bit of a strange attack though, where you can focus down a unit, but you're not necessarily going to really hit that one. You're going to hit a bit of everything, but is focusing down that Argus now. Yeah, needs a little bit more units with him though. How many Baoleis? We've got 2 Baoleis here. Settlement is up. Very low HP. We'll be able to heal that back up, and Magic has pulled himself back. We're back in an even state now. Are these medium Tiger Cavalry? Is it worth getting medium Tiger Cavalry versus something like these Champion Dow Swordsmen? Just wait to get heavy, which he is here, before actually building them, because medium against the heavy Arcus, against the Champion Mamillo, maybe not the best choice. Or maybe they are just that good. Maybe the Tiger Cavalry are just the one. Watching targets the wrong one down there. Argus actually putting in a shift. Definitely needs to get more heroes out. Hero Quafu coming in. He's good enough to deal with that. Hero Quafu is insane. I'm trying to take down the markets as well. Just forgot about this relic. The Hero Lifesteal could keep Li Jing alive a little bit longer. He deals good damage. Magic here going Mamillo, getting some destroyers out. Definitely trying to stay in this game. Does have this new changed upgrade here to get extra hack armor on your infantry units, and that makes destroyers pretty tanky. Normally they're only good with pierce armor, but with this extra upgrade from Raya, they become just very tanky units overall. Probably very well matched against these Dow Swordsmen. And very hard for the Chukonu to actually take them out. Lots of units put up there. Fabi's going to cost 75 more favor to recast. Not very many oracles for Magic, so not really prioritizing getting in myth units or getting in any extra god powers there. I assume all the armory upgrades are going to be in. Looks like there is another armory just come up for for Kvoth there. So he has full bronze, whereas Magic has iron for 2 of them, and then getting his bronze shield. So Magic's units are stronger currently. A little bit of a Dao Swordsman raid on the town center. Citizen notices straight away and actually repairing right at the same time that it got attacked. Really nice reaction time from Magic there. Needs to just bring a couple of units back. He is winning this side though, to defend this push from Kvoth. Whether Kvoth is just going to completely change just to this side now. Getting some axe carts, getting more Dao Swordsman. Needs to take down those units there. Spider Lair from 20 minutes ago. Axe cart trying to run away. They were a little bit more tanky than some of the other civs, I feel. Terracotta Riders coming in for Kvoth here. Magic basically wants to do the same thing with his champion Mamillo, take down this fortified town center. Peasants could be dealing with these if he wants to. Did obviously notice it because he got the Terracotta Riders in. Terracotta Riders similar to Mercenary for Egyptians. You can only build them once per town center though. Not sure what happens if you delete the town center then rebuild it. Maybe you can do them again. And then getting a huge raid off on these Ox Caravans and managing to defend the top position as well. Magic is pretty much everywhere. Fortified town center still up. Kwafu can deal a decent amount of damage. Guard Tower's in. Not got the extra upgrade, Chinese upgrade. But is managing to defend this one. Kvoth trying to get his axe cart over this side. The siege for China is not the strongest, but these guys are. Tiger Cavalry definitely are. Manages to defend this side. Would be worth just getting a wall up. Just so he can see when this sort of stuff's coming. Mamillo just being annoying there. Not getting these Pixius. Now we have full iron champion Tiger Cavalry, and this is where things get a little bit scary for anything that's not on Mamillo, because the Mamillo... Oh, actually, they don't have bonus damage. I thought Mamillo would be like Hoplites and have bonus damage, but they actually don't. So Tiger Cavalry are going to be very strong here. Tiger Cavalry have a little guy that pops off when the horse dies, and it's kind of like a militia, and they actually have divine damage. The divine judgment counts for them as well. Okay, Tiger Cavalry OP. We've heard it here first, but raid coming on to the Ox Caravans here. The walls, looks like he's going for stone walls, but it's going to be too late because it's coming in on this position. But dealing decent damage this side. Definitely winning this fight, but whether or not he's going to be able to defend this side. Terracotta Riders went slightly too far. Whether Magic's going to be able to take out the markets or not. Also, this position still getting attacked. Ballet coming up on the front. Kvoth doesn't have many units here, so the Mamillo getting a lot of good damage, but with these earth walls, really nice position just to put them in. He's got enough gold in the bank to kind of let these guys sit for just a little bit. Axe cart coming in too. Ballet on the front, forward ballet, double ballet. 6 ballets in this position. Champion Tiger Cavalry. Still putting in an absolute shift. Might be worth just putting the... Yeah, just building the market here. Delete these, or just let them go down. Let Magic think that he's done well there, and just leave it be. But we'll see what he decides to go for. These Tiger Cavalry with this upgrade for the divine damage on the little guys that fall off. Very, very strong. Yeah, just I think he did just delete it. He's going to rebuild it. Definitely the play. Well played there by Kvoth to just stay calm under the pressure of his trade being exposed like that. Also still taking this settlement. I felt like that was a good attack by Magic there, but well handled by the Noir. Ballet number 7 coming up in the face of this town center. Axe carts coming in, Tiger Cavalry to deal with everything. Catapult is coming in, definitely what you need. But then the guy that pops off, he's got some divine damage. Then maybe he wins. Maybe he wins this fight. Unfortunately, we're not going to see the 1v1, but there's enough axe carts here to take out this. The hero, the chieftain, is already through to get the population advantage, and Kvoth is back in the driver's seat. Fey Beast number 3, just to deal with these. I don't know whether this was the play, but it's the play that he's decided to go for, and actually going to run and do some serious damage to all of these. He's just going to sit there. Llama Caravan's going to all go down, because anything that runs within this poison trail just takes serious damage. Maybe that was the play, just to get all these Llama Caravans. That is disgusting. This is a nerfed Fey Beast, by the way. Fey Beast has been nerfed, and Kvoth takes the series 3-0. Well played by Kvoth there. That was impressive. Magic, I think of the 3 games, this is the game that he definitely played the best in. There was a few positions here where I thought Magic was going to have this one. Some of the raids down here, but Kvoth just manages to pull this one out. Let's have a look at the post game for this one, because this is a pretty long game. Just saw the resource value here, so this was about six minutes before. So this is when the raids were going on. Resource collected is going to be very similar at this point. Let's see the score, but that is it. So that is the series, and if you want to catch more of these, you can check out EGC TV, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one.